Today I'm going to show you how to make lemon zucchini bread, which is one of my all-time favorite recipes. Here's a quick snapshot of our ingredients and let's get started. First, you're going to want to take some butter and butter down the edges of a standard bread pan. Make sure to get into the corners. Then sprinkle in some flour and shake and spread the flour until all of the edges and bottom of the pan are covered. This is super important. You don't want to end up being unable to get your bread out of the pan later, like I did. Don't be afraid to get in there and use your fingers. Cover all of the edges, all of the nooks and crannies, and then you can shake out the excess into the trash can. Next, combine 238 grams of all-purpose flour with 2 teaspoons of baking powder and a half teaspoon of salt in a medium mixing bowl. I like to measure out salt by shaking the salt into the measuring spoon over the trash can and then leveling the measuring spoon with the edge of a knife or another utensil. And then you're going to want to whisk all of these ingredients to combine, and you can set that aside. Next, we're going to zest our lemons. Using a microplane or the small holes of a box grater, take your freshly washed lemons and zest them. You'll need about 2 tablespoons of lemon zest, which is going to take about 3 or 4 lemons. I used 3 and I had a little bit under 2 tablespoons, which meant my bread didn't have as strong of a lemon flavor as I would have liked. So don't be afraid to go the extra mile. You'd rather have too much than too little. Come on, get in there. Next, combine 160 grams of granulated sugar with the lemon zest in the bowl of a stand mixer, or a large mixing bowl if you don't have one. Fitting the stand mixer with a paddle attachment or grabbing a hand mixer or a whisk, mix the sugar and lemon zest together for about 20 seconds and set aside. Now let's juice our lemons. I only ended up juicing 2 of the lemons, and that yielded plenty of lemon juice. Cut each lemon in half and squeeze into your receptacle of choice, and if you're like me, failing to catch the lemon seeds with your hand, but that's okay, you can work around those. Next, we're going to grate our zucchini. First, remove the top, and then you'll probably only need one. Using the small holes of a box grater, grate your zucchini. It's the arm workout that you didn't know you were going to get today. You only need about 1 cup of shredded zucchini, which is why you will probably only need 1 per loaf. The zucchini is not going to add much in way of flavor, but it will do wonders for the moisture content of the bread. Back to the stand mixer, add in half a cup of vegetable oil with 2 room temperature eggs. Mix until just combined. Then we're going to add in half of our flour mixture and again mix just to combine. Next, we're going to add in 1½ tablespoons of our fresh lemon juice. Try not to get any of the seeds in there. And we're also going to add in 1/4 of a cup of plain Greek yogurt. I like to buy the single serve cups as they yield almost the perfect amount for this recipe. And we're going to mix all of that to combine. Then we're going to add in the remaining half of our flour mixture and mix just until combined. Next, we're going to clean off the paddle attachment and then, using a rubber spatula, fold in the shredded zucchini until it is well distributed. Then we're going to pour the batter into your prepared bread pan. I went in and used a rubber spatula to make sure that the batter was evenly distributed. Then the pan is going into a preheated 350 degrees Fahrenheit oven for 45 minutes, or until a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. If you need to put it in for a few more minutes, that is perfectly fine. Then we're going to leave the bread in the pan for about 10 minutes, and then we're going to try our best to invert the bread onto a wire cooling rack. I did not butter and flour my pan enough before baking, so I had to take a knife and run it alongside the edges in order to get the bread to come out of the pan. And oh no. Ouch, ouch. Ouch, too hot. All right, oven mitts back on. If you're like me, you need to just give it a good whack. It's perfectly fine. There it goes. All right. Now flip it back over so it cools right side up, and then leave to cool completely. Now we're going to make our lemon glaze. For the glaze, take 65 grams of powdered sugar and mix with 1.5 tablespoons of the fresh lemon juice. If it's too thin, you can add more powdered sugar. If it's too thick, you can add more lemon juice. It's really just to your taste. I mix it with a fork because I find that a fork is easiest to drizzle with. You want about this consistency. Then finally, drizzle the lemon glaze over your bread. Make sure to hit those edges. You're going to want to use all of it. It's everybody's favorite part. Then, in typical food YouTube style, you have to cut some very pretty slices. Lay them out very decoratively onto your serving plate. And smile and show the camera and oh no, all right. Try to remedy this situation, get everything back nice and pretty again. Use a towel to clean up the crumbs that escaped. And let's try again. Voila. And of course, you have to dig in. The edges are the best part, in my humble opinion. But no matter what, this recipe is always so good, such a crowd pleaser. I am almost hesitant to call it bread, it's more like cake. But regardless, I really hope you enjoy.